Today we're going to be looking at Flip-A-Clip. You may have seen this already, but when you go into Flip-A-Clip for the first time, there is a tutorial video. If you have not seen it yet but would like to, click on the gear in the top right corner and then tap on Let's Get Started. That will show you some of the basic drawing and tools that you can use in Flip-A-Clip. Today, I wanted to teach you a couple of specific tools that I think are going to help you in our next project. You're going to start your project the same way, the big red plus in the lower corner. Give it a title. You can select a background if you want to by clicking on the rectangle in the middle. That will give you lots of different options for a background. You could also click on the paint bucket if you want just a color. You can click on the photo in the lower corner if you want to select an image from your camera roll, or you can even click on camera if there is a texture, a plant, or some kind of background around you that you would like to add as the background of your animation. Once you set it as your background, this is not going to be moved around. It is just a flat surface for you to animate on top of. Once you're happy with your settings, you're going to go ahead and click on Create Project. You're going to notice that you have your tools on the left. There's some options on the top right corner. And in the lower right corner, that's where you will find your layers. If you click on the plus button, you will get multiple layers. You can think of it like a stack of papers. Whichever layer is on the very top, that is what is going to be on the top of your animation. I've selected the pen tool. I'm going to tap and hold the size to change that, and I'm going to just draw a shape on that topmost layer. Now I'm going to click on the next layer down and draw a shape. You're going to notice that when I'm drawing, I'm actually drawing behind the circle, but you don't really see it because it's on the layer, but that shape is there. Now I'm going to go to the bottommost layer and I'm going to draw another shape. Again, it looks like that star got cut off by the red triangle, but when I go to my layers, I can shift things around, and then when I do that, you'll see that the star is actually intact. Now, shifting the orders of layers, you can choose to do that throughout your animation as well, but once you change the order of the layers, it changes it for the entire animation. Be careful when you're moving layers around, because if you put one layer on top of each other, it's going to ask if you want to merge it. That might be an option for you when you're trying to move multiple objects at the same time, but just be careful if you didn't mean to do that. The next tool I'm going to show you is the lasso. I'm going to make sure I'm in the layer of the shape that I want to move. Then with the lasso, I'm going to draw a line around the shape that I want to move. You can change the location, you can rotate and even flip the object once you have it selected. Now it's time to animate. If I wanted to, I could just add a new frame and redraw every shape, but that would be very time consuming. A shortcut is to hold your finger at the plus on the lower corner and switch it to Duplicate Last Frame. Now when I click on the plus button to add a new frame, it's going to copy all the shapes and layers that have been previously drawn. That's going to help when I'm doing the animation, because now all of my shapes are going to be exactly the same as before, and I just need to make a slight movement to continue to animate. You'll notice that as I'm animating, I keep checking which layer I'm in to make sure that I'm moving the correct object. For instance, I accidentally selected the wrong layer and cut one shape in half. I can just do the undo button in the top right corner to put it back in place. That's why it's always important to check the layer before you start selecting and moving the objects. After you've done a preview by pressing play, maybe you've decided that there's other details that you should have added to the animation. If that's the case, you will need to go back to each frame and add those details. Another cool way to use the selection tool or the lasso tool is to use it to break apart your shapes. So, making sure you're in the correct layer for your shape, you can use the lasso tool to select a portion of your shape, and then you would just move that. If you keep doing it again and again and again, maybe duplicating the frame, then moving another piece or section of a piece, duplicate the frame. If you keep doing that, then as you animate it, it will look like your larger shape is breaking apart. When you click on the dots in the top right corner, you will have lots of menu options. The last selection is called Make Movie. You can have a chance to change the format, and then when you're ready, you click Make Movie, and then Share, and then save it to your device. This will allow you to save the video that you could later upload to Seesaw. Have fun, stay creative, and go forth and be brilliant.